What's up, everybody? It's the Chill Scrub coming back at you with another video, and this time I wanted to talk about the FGC yet again, but I want to talk about it from the standpoint of it being a waste of time. I see a lot of people, a lot of content creators that make a lot of FGC content, and they profit off of it and they make a lot of money, and more power to them. But to the average person, it's simply just a waste of time. And I came to this conclusion from working out for months and almost going on years now, and accomplishing certain goals that I could have never thought about if I was still in the FGC mindset of trying to be or being a competitive player. Now, this is not to discredit the FGC or saying that you shouldn't do it, but I realize a lot of people, when it comes down to the FGC, they use it as a form of escapism for the problems that they have in their life that they just don't want to address. For me, mine was weight and just being flat out lazy, and I just said, you know what, enough is enough. A lot of people, they have a great work ethic when it comes down to playing these video games, and I look at their nutrition, how they look, and I'm like, if you put that same effort into, you know, facing your problems in real life, you will be a beast, right? Now, I say this because it was working for me. It's literally working for me. I've dropped 23 pounds in this time span of 9 months. I find that absolutely insane, and I know if I can do it and I'm just a normal person, you can too, right? And I feel as though a lot of people get sold this dream when it comes down to the FGC that everybody's going to make it, everybody's going to be this big time streamer, everybody's going to be this high level competitive player, and nobody really sits here and break it down to you on the pitfalls of this and how a whole bunch of people are not going to make it. I'm not here to be doom and gloom. If this is your true passion, at least have a plan for it. But if you look at the average streamer, the average content creator, they have no plan whatsoever, right? It's sad to say, but I am a cautionary tale. Like, I look back at my time span with Tekken 7. I've made a lot of content on it. It's one of the things that got me monetized. But I looked at some of the videos I made, and I absolutely think it's cringe-inducing. Like me arguing with Red, me arguing with the Kumu, me arguing with so forth and so forth, right? And then I look now, and I'm like, this literally serves me no purpose whatsoever. It doesn't make me look good as a person. It doesn't make my community look good. It doesn't make my girlfriend look good, the person I've been with for 7 years. It serves me no purpose. Going back to how I say how people put an absurd amount of time into these games, now I understand why. To be good at fighting games, it takes an absurd amount of time. But the thing about it is, it yields no real life results for most people. Most people will not be a FGC grade. Most people are going to be regular 9-to-5ers, and they're going to wake up 10-15 years from now and their life is going to pass them by. A lot of people in the FGC, and they don't want to admit it, but it's absolutely true, they don't have girlfriends, they don't have a real social life, they are actually depressed. And I'll notice this because most of the FGC people, and the reason why the community is so toxic is because they don't have no other outside interaction besides that. The FGC for a lot of people is their identity. That's the only thing they have, right? Now, I'm not trying to convert everybody into working out, but it's just a good starter. You know, take it from a person who's actually doing it. You feel a lot better when you work out. And then once you start working out, you're going to start taking care of your nutrition and your overall health. And without health, you don't have anything. From a person who's been to these tournaments, that's been to locals and so forth, I can honestly tell you the average person is fat and miserable. And I know for a fact, I'm not even trying to be funny, they're not pulling no hoes. It's not happening. They're not pulling no girls. That's not going to happen whatsoever, right? They suffer low self-esteem and low confidence. Now, I always sit here and say this, and I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but when I look at it, a lot of people, the highlight of their day is playing Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 6 that's about to come out, Tekken 7 or Tekken 8 that's about to come out probably early next year or late this year, right? And when you think about it at face value, that is absolutely tragic, right? Life is literally passing you by. I am 28 turning 29, but there are people that are 21, 22, 23, 18, 19 that are getting sucked into this FGC and do not really understand what they're getting themselves into. As a person who's been in it for a while, I will sit here and tell you years will fly by and you will be sitting here doing the exact same thing with no results. It's actually astonishing how many people I run into when I talk to these people, just with casual conversation, no malice, that they say they don't want to work a 9-to-5. And here I understand that. But like I said before, or I say in other videos, people do not have clear-cut plans on how to get to their goal. They think that they can just magically hit the stream button and all their problems will be solved. And a lot of the content creators, I feel like this is their problem. They don't tell them what can happen with no plan, or just running in there just thinking that you're going to be the next Smug, or the main man Swede, or the next Knee, or the next whoever that you watch and follow. You're not going to be that. And on top of that, none of these players, they don't tell you what they sacrifice to get that. They sacrifice relationships with people. They sacrifice their health. You think staying up, playing games, learning matchups, traveling across the world, not getting proper sleep and nutrition, that's healthy for you? You're literally shortening your lifespan. They don't tell you this. And a lot of people, all they see is the flash and the frills. They don't see the real that goes on with it, man. You don't see people who go to these tournaments, right, that have spent a good chunk of their money. Some people are good with money, but most people aren't. That have spent a good chunk of money only to go 0-2 and have to go back home. I seen it one time. At first sight, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I'm like, you're absolutely stupid if you're going to sit here and go to this big tournament, go 0-2 and start crying instead of enjoying the entire event. But at the same time, I started thinking, I'm like, this is actually kind of sick when you think about it. You're in this amazing venue full of all these people that share common interests with you, that you are, for the most part, are too scared to tell other people in your day-to-day life, rather be your job or school or wherever you're at. You're scared to tell these people, but here you are in a scenario or a place where you can let this out and talk to people, but you're so hell-bent on being the greatest Tekken player of all time, or so hell-bent on being the best Street Fighter player of all time, that you don't realize what's in front of you. That's actually sad. When I look at a lot of the FGC players, they don't play anything else. They don't do anything else. They are just drones. They are just FGC nerds. I'm just going to call it for what it is. There's nothing more to them. And don't get me wrong, if you truly have a passion for it, do it. But at the same time, please hone other skills besides that. This is why I think the FGC is a waste of time. It takes so much of a considerable amount of your time that you really don't have time to do anything else if you're really trying to be good at it. Most people are going to look at this video or not even get to this part, and they're going to take what I say and they're going to just take it with a grain of salt, and they're just going to go back to playing their games. But for the few people that listen, please, while you're young, please improve your life. Go to the gym, make friends, make connections, network with people. If you're going to do fighting games, network with people. You cannot do it by yourself. Another reason why the FGC is so bad is because, one, a lot of people think that they're going to just be able to do it by themselves, which they cannot. Two, the FGC is not inviting. From a person that is now a casual when it comes down to the FGC, I might play a few tournaments when the new games come out, but other than that, I don't really have a huge interest in it like I used to. Taking a step back, you realize how uninviting it is, and a lot of people take pride in that toxicity. And I'm not soft by any means. I'm not soft, but I'm like, why would I want to hang out with you fucking weirdos when y'all are dickheads? Like, when you have people that take this game so seriously, they want to beat your ass over a fighting game, and I've been guilty of it, don't get me wrong, and that's why I'm changing my behavior. But when you have people that want to beat your ass and cause you physical harm over a video game, or they're talking about fuck your moms and this, that, and the third over a video game, something is clearly wrong with you. When you have 30-plus-year-old grown men that are arguing with children over fighting games, you have a issue. Now, my biggest pet peeve with the FGC, and while I feel like it's a waste of time, because most of the FGC that I wanted to join is dead, right? The FGC that we have now is full of LGBTQIA woke agenda propaganda nonsense, right? Now, if that's what you want to do and that's what you like, hey, more power to you. I'm not here to stop you. Go for it. But that's not what I'm here for. You know, I originally loved fighting games for fighting games, but it's no longer about fighting games. When you look at all these corporate sponsors that are coming in here, what do you think is going to happen when they come in there? They're going to go push agendas. If you look at 2008, 2007, 2006, back at those times, it wasn't corporate heavy. The people that were supporting the community, they was literally building it from the ground up. The moment the corporate sponsor come in, it comes with corporate agendas, and that's one thing I just do not like, right? The money is good, yes, but at what cost? If you look at the FGC as it is in 2023 versus what it was, I'll even say 10 years ago, it's a shell of its former self. The FGC in 2013, you think I'm not gonna watch Evo? You crazy. In 2023, I can give two fucks. I don't care if Evo happens or not. I don't care about Capcom Pro Tour. I don't care about Tekken War Tour. I don't care about none of that, really. And the reason being is, one, the players have become political. When you look at Twitter, when you look at Facebook, when you look at all these other platforms, a lot of the players are becoming political. A lot of the corporates are being political. A lot of these players cannot voice their own opinions because they understand that if they say what they actually want to say, it's going to hurt their pockets. And I'm not going to tell them to do so. I'm not going to tell them, hey, you are less than, or you're a terrible person because you won't speak your mind because you want to feed yourself. I'm not going to tell you to do that. But the fact of the matter is, you have to behave a certain way to be successful in the FGC, and most people do not understand that. Most people don't understand that you have to walk and move accordingly to be successful in this new age FGC. And for me, like I said before, which is the title of this whole video, it's kind of a waste of time, right? Now, for the actual casual people, it might be awesome. You know, you play a couple of games in healthy moderation. You play a couple of games, you meet a couple of cool people, you get good at the game, and there you have it. I'm not saying that you cannot be good at the game and be competitive. It's just when you're spending 18 hours, 19 hours playing one game, one person, there are huge issues. And if you think I'm exaggerating, I'm really not. There are certain people that will sit here and play this game for 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours straight. That is not good for your mental health. Another thing that I also want to talk about, why I say it's a waste of time, because I mentioned it earlier, is about the health thing and how people let their health suffer. I kind of find it insulting to the FGC esports or have those two terms intertwined. Fighting games is not a sport. It is not. Fighting games is a recreational activity that has been made to make money. That is fine. I have no problems with people making money, but the name is absolutely stupid, and it kind of disrespect people who actually put their actual bodies on the line with real issues for some guy that can't take his head away from a TV, right? I have a huge problem with that, and I have a huge problem with the way a lot of the FGC people look. You can be a FGC member and not look like a nerd. You can be a FGC member and not be obese. You can be a FGC person and be healthy. You can do all these things. Why is it that when you think of an FGC member, it's almost synonymous with a sweaty loser that doesn't get any girls, that faps the cartoon, you know what? Thank you guys for watching the video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time, and peace.